to the top. Talk Here Podcast.
Let the talk begin.
Talk Here Podcast.
Let the talk begin.
We are here today to talk about men's mental health. And according to what we believe in, a clocker attention. What's your take on that?
Definitely, it needs attention because we have to unlearn some of the things that we as men and men overall were positioned by the society to say you have to live like this, you have to express yourself like this, you can't express yourself because it will make you little of a man and so on. So it's quite important for us that as we are busy unlearning things of the past that really needs correction, this is one of the topics.
Allow me to welcome everybody that's watching from far, from wherever you're from. This is Talk Here Podcast. And remember, not every wound is visible. I am your host, Tsepo Marara. And of course, I will not be hosting today alone today.
Yeah, my name is Ratlou Mabula, and I'm pleased to be part of a discussion of this nature because it is very progressive.
It's actually an honor to be hosting with you today, Mr. Ratlou Mabula, because I've been hearing the works that you've been doing around town, man. It's big ups, eh? Big ups.
Yeah, no, I'm pleased. I'm pleased that you are happy to be part of the conversation with me. And I'm also happy that I will be part of this discussion with you. And then we will look at, as I've said, correcting and unlearning some of the things that were positioned on men by the society.
Just to ask you one question, Mr. Mabula, why do you think a lot of men, so many men, struggle to open up about their feelings, actually, to kickstart this conversation?
Yeah, sure. You know, there is an idiom, a saying in Sepedi or Siema that says that monna ke nku o llela teng. Loosely, it means that a man should not be expressive. A man should not be making noise or be loud whenever they feel pain. Loosely, we can translate it to that. But if I were to use direct translation, it means a man is a sheep. He must just cry internally or within. And this is problematic because it means that if, for example, you are heartbroken as a man, you must just keep it to yourself. Get up on Monday, go to work, greet people with a fake huge smile, and no one can pick up that you are going through a difficult time in your life. And this is a problem because now when, as a man, you are expressing yourself about something that makes you unhappy, people will label you as a CZ. Sometimes they will even call you miss, and they do that just to sort of talk down the emotions that you want to express. And I think there is also something we quite often see on social media when, for example, there's an argument or there is a conversation going on between men. And then you hear people saying, I'm rekeleng skete. You see, they are saying simply,
You want to because you find
because you express yourself, because you talk. So these are problematic things that we do on day-to-day basis. And as a result, it means if you are a young boy who grows up in a society like that, you will forever suppress your feelings. And you know that you are now preparing an atomic bomb when you do that, because you keep bottling things up and we don't know when you will explode.
Yeah, because everything that he has mentioned now, it actually brings... it brought to my attention, or there's also fear, and this fear also, you have a fear of judgment, fear of talking, fear of expressing yourself, fear of appearing weak as well. I know a lot of people, all because of kintola ya gore batho ba tlo mo tšea jwang. Should I open up today to you, Mr. Mabula? What Mr. Mabula tlo ntšea jwang? You understand? I think a lot of people, we go through the face ya gore you know, Angela, you need help.
Yeah.
You need help to a point whereby you can go and talk le motho lo reng a se mo tlwaele, o nkwisha.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like now, for example, I can tell myself, aish, ke na lo botsa mosadi ya ka ke re tsore ke mo mathateng mara ke feel jaaka re mathata ona, I'm gonna end up talking to the wrong person that I'm not even supposed to even talk to.
Yeah.
You see things like that.
Yes.
But honestly speaking, you need to let go of that fear if we're not otlonyaka tusho, angusha. And I think it's part of a solution ya gore re kgone ho khatha this thing ya gore the fear of being judged, the fear of you about the society you want as a weak man. It's a le childhood trauma. I think
Yes.
you just mentioned.
Definitely.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
society ka ba
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and ntho e bolelang e botlhokwa kudu. Ke tlo e tlhalosa botse ka Sepedi ya ntse nako ya ke tla nna ntse ke tswa ka polelo. Ge o ka lebella go na le malapa a mantši mo humaneng go na le ntate ka gae ke fa motlhala go ba motho wa lesogana o a sa kgoneng go ntsha maikutlo go ba a ntsha sa mafatlheng ka dilo tse di moswenyang ka gae. E fela o lemoge ge a senwa e tswa ka gae a ya lefelong la boithabišo mo o nwewang bjala o thoma o bona ga seno a sora jwala mola goba a enwa jwala o thoma go bolela le lethabo mohlomongwe le a tsupoloa gona mo, and this is happening quite often.
Nna that's why ke boditse batho ke re wa bona motho ga ta ilo a nole jwala ne dilo tša tlo di bolelang motshepe.
Yeah.
Motshepe, yeah.
It's a reflection of what they go through on day-to-day basis, and some of these things because they cannot say them when they are sober. Now, once their body gets alcohol, you see now they start saying so many things. Others will dance. They show that they are excited now. Probably they were suppressing a particular feeling in them, but because they are now drinking and they are with other partners whom they feel understand where they are. They now do these things. You know, the other time I attended an event, and later on, people were busy having fun there, drinking alcohol, and they were dancing. And I looked at them, and I remember having a conversation with someone afterwards to say, what I saw there, the excitement I saw people going through there, dancing, doing this and that, I'm afraid to say that some of the people who are doing this, you know, these bubbly people, they are bubbly people you would see when we are gathered. And then when you go to those people's respective home states, they tell you that, but we don't know Marara to be like that. He's quiet when he's home.
Yeah.
But because he is suppressing things in him, when he goes out and then there's music and then there's fun that he's having there, he starts to express himself because this is where he feels is a jovial environment for him. So I looked at that and said, maybe I'm overreading the situation, but I felt, and I had a conversation with someone who was part of that group, and the person said to me, yeah, well, you never know. But the reality is that if you were to speak one-on-one with those people, you'll find out that some of the men there are suppressing things and they're finding that moment to express themselves.
You were not overreading because in those days, people talk, especially those bubbly people that you find at gatherings.
Yeah.
Motho kgona ho bolela ntja bina na mo a re na le mathata a mantši mane gore re ka dula ra thabishe once in a while.
Yeah.
That's talking. Mara, should you get an opportunity to dule fase le motho and ask that person, are you okay? That person is dancing because it's a moment for you. And I believe many of us, we actually do need those moments. Actually, just for you to have just that one moment. Let me just set everything aside and then enjoy. Because in a way, it's a refresher. Not personally, I wouldn't advise men ba turn it to drinking, to alcohol. Understand for them to express how they're feeling, for them to hide whatever they are going through.
Yeah.
But I would advise you do need those moments, and more especially over only one, and then o refresh, o analyze. Remember, once you are going through challenges and stuff, those things are not permanent. They are not permanent at all. And as much as we do want to sit and cry and maybe look a bit vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Yes,
Yeah.
that word. I'm looking for that word.
Yeah, it happens. Sure.
English, guys. English. Ne?
101.
English, ne? Then the venda mashaka, ne? Vulnerable lungachi venda ti during the mina. But yeah, that. Don't sit in that corner for a long time. Don't take time only in that corner. Remember, Ore, as much as we are giving attention to this men's mental health topic thingy, we're still a provider, remember?
Yeah.
There's a whole world that's looking up to you. So
Yeah.
sitting in that corner for the longest time, I expect there's someone who's going to come and save you somewhere. You are still going to be told that you are a man.
Yeah.
That's not going to stop, unfortunately. You're still going to be told you are a man. So move.
Yeah. And you are on point, because remember that if you are you are the head of the house, right? And you find yourself in a vulnerable situation like that.
You said it nicely now.
What's going to happen is that your kids don't know that you are going through some hurdles in life. They expect you to be the daddy, the best that you can ever be and that you have ever been, all right? So they want you to play the daddy duties. So they don't know that you have challenges in your life. So they will expect you to continue to be their father. When they show their vulnerability to you, they want you to be there for them. Be there to go to person, the person that they can find refuge or safety in. And that time, you yourself are vulnerable. You find yourself in a vulnerable situation. Things are not well. You want someone to speak to or someone to confide in. And at that time, there is no one to actually confide in. So this it's what you are saying is really on point. The society, as I've said earlier on, does not expect us to be showing these weaknesses. Someone would call it a weakness, but to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
That is why you see even at some workplaces, whenever they introduce services of social workers, counseling psychologists, and so on, you will probably have a group of men in the audience murmuring to say that, nah, we're not going to see ourselves saying our problems to strangers. But the funny part, because this stranger that we are talking about is a professional, men may say we won't find ourselves expressing ourselves to strangers.
Yeah.
But when they are having fun, either at a pub or when we are watching a soccer match, anywhere, we still find strangers there. And we loosely, easily talk about things that bother us.
Yeah.
Quite often, like you find someone out of something that is happening, someone would make an example of the challenges they experience at home from whoever that is bothering them, or even at work from whoever that is bothering them. So I think for us, it's just to change that mentality to say the same way we have faith or we trust strangers that we party and dine with and so on, let's do or use the same, apply the same energy to get assistance and help from professionals who are not going to spread the information. Because remember, these ones are trained.
Yeah.
We believe that they won't spread this information. But if I come to you and complain that, hey, I have 1, 2, 3 problems and at home no one is listening to me, it's easy for you. Tomorrow when you see me, you will tell someone, that guy, that one, you see him. At home, they don't listen to his problems. Yeah. That's why he's forever doing 1, 2, 3. So that's that. But yeah, I think we live in times where now the society slightly is encouraging men to say, let's do this, let's talk. You know, there is also mental health awareness month for men.
Yeah.
And then we also have mental health generally for everyone as the year continues. So it's quite important. And I take my head off for whoever that introduced these awarenesses to say men also have problems. They have concerns that have to be addressed, and they can speak about problems of this nature. Because these problems come for many years. If you go back, there are things that happened in families. Many people will tell you that as they were growing up, they were always surprised to see a particular parent figure acting or behaving like this. And now that they have grown up, especially as men, they will say, hey, yeah, ke thoma ho bona hore why papa na phela a dira 1 2 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's because now they are experiencing that themselves.
I want us to get to the part whereby what happens when a man actually bottles things up.
Yeah.
You understand? Because there's anger involved, there's anxieties, because I know what a lot of people, I'm going to give a lot of examples, guys, more especially go to ba jola or ba banyalang.
Yeah.
You find a man well he or she.
Yeah, Yeah, well, you're not wrong, because even now, people use titles, or people can now be referred to. In South Africa, they still can be referred to by I don't know if this is when we say he or she, they can still be referred to as them and so on. So you're still in the right track. You are on the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a relationship, there's a man.
Yes.
And o dula le mosadi wa gae.
Yeah.
Dilo tse dintsi tse le gore ke di bone ke goreng you find gore monna le goreng a man who bottles things up, more especially by le goreng ba nwa jwala.
Yeah.
There's a time whereby nako e tlo fihla ba mo rata cons gannyane ga e one fela wa boma wa
Yeah. Saswa.
so you understand. Now you're gonna find gore no man, this person actually na tshwere dilo ka mo gae.
Yeah.
Ngwisha mara ne a sena nako ya goreng a ka kgona gore a di release a di ntshe mo yena. So I think gore it's very much important, guys, gore le skela keepa dilo mo go lena and try and learn to bottle things out. You understand? Because now we don't want you guys to be going through a phase of depression, anxieties, anger, substance abuse, like your alcohols, like your drugs. Angusha. So
Yeah.
if I do more banning, I'm pretty much sure I know ke polaya.
Well, ntho we bolelang is, and I think it's important for us also to make the viewer aware. This is a disclaimer to say that we are not experts on this topic. We are talking about things that are happening in our environment.
Yeah.
This is our lived experiences, and we are also sharing what we are observing, right? And what you said is quite important. And on top of what you have said, there will also be isolation that happens. So someone who feels that they cannot express themselves where they spend most of their times, it could be home or work, they now start to isolate themselves. And then they find fun or joy in things that are outside home. So, for example, hey, ntate o rata bolo kudu, and then ha ile matching abui ha kapela. Then he goes to watch soccer ko letateng, or maybe wherever, or if he goes out drinking or he attends something, he spends the whole day there because that's where he feels he's refreshing. His happiness comes back there. He's happy when he is there, right? And then when it comes to issues of suicide, you know, I used to work on radio as a talk show host, and I interviewed a few counseling psychologists. And one of the things I remember, or one of my guests saying, was that men are likely to commit suicide. The rate of men likely to commit suicide is 4 times than that of women. And
Ne?
on top of that, yes, unfortunately, and on top of that, the attempts of suicide by men are mostly successful. You know why?
Yeah.
Because men use methods that are not soft, whereas women use soft methods to commit suicide. So soft methods will be things such as overdosing. So when someone overdoses, their sister, even their partner or whoever that is closer to them may still find them battling there or fighting death, right?
And guys, we are not giving you ideas
We're not
of
giving people
suicide, so
ideas,
don't take it wrong.
Yeah, we're talking about what is there.
Yeah.
Then with men will throw themselves from high floors or from the 12th floor of the flat.
Yeah, they're not giving you a chance.
So you see there's no chance for survival. They use guns. Others use vehicles. So the methods are hectic. They are hard. It's not easy to survive there. And then women usually will use these soft methods.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, and you also asked a question about bottling up. We all know what it does. I remember one Christmas, I'm not sure about the year, between 2020, 2021 or 2022 somewhere, there was a story in Limpopo of the person was a nurse and the person was recently sentenced to death. On Christmas Day, that man shot 7 family members and he killed them. And such things do not just happen. Someone doesn't just wake up today and say that I'm going to shoot and kill 7 people. You realize that there was a sequence of thoughts that this person has been battling with alone.
Yeah.
Chances are that the person was not expressing himself to anyone. Just now as we speak, there's an incident that happened last week of a police officer who shot his wife, his mother-in-law, the son, the stepson, his stepson. He killed the mother-in-law as well as his stepson. The police
I
officer
think I've heard
is
of
from,
it, yeah.
he's
I think
based in
I've heard of it.
Soshanguve, but he committed these crimes in Limpopo province. So you see, all of this comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
These are people that have been bottling things up, not speaking to someone. Well, some of them will say, I tried to speak, no one was listening to me. But the key thing here is that you bottled things up. And when you were supposed to get, or let me not say when you were supposed to get, instead of getting or acquiring professional assistance, that seemed to not have happened. So the person did not acquire the professional services of a healthcare provider that could have assisted them with counseling and so on. Also social counseling for that matter. I don't know if there is a better word I can use there. But these are some of the elements or things that contribute to all of this.
I want us to take it a bit personal. I want this conversation to be a bit personal.
Sure.
So now I want to know, have you ever gone through a season whereby it was quite heavy for you to talk of whatever that you'll be going through?
I'm previously, I think around the period of World Cup in South Africa, 2010, I remember when Bafana was playing Mexico, that first goal that Simpiwe Tshabalala scored. Things were not fine. Things were not well. And I remember for the first time in my life, later on after June, so it was in August, I had to cry. And this was not, there is this crying where you just have your tears flowing. But there was a cry that is loud, that is not commonly known to be done by men. So I cried that time. And fortunately, I also expressed myself to my mother about what was bothering me. But our parents, most of them are people that grew up in the past era. and they feel, but you can't be crying about this. And it happens where you will have something that is bothering you, and someone will tell you, mara, ulisha ke yona ntwane." Yeah, and 2010, that period, from when the World Cup started, I found myself in real deep problems, and how I overcame what I was going through. I won't get deeper into details, but I had to leave this comfort zone or where I stay,
Yeah.
went somewhere else and spent almost a month there. And then I became better. So when I returned back to Lephalale, at least I was much better. And I managed to reintegrate myself with the community. So the question is a very personal question. And I feel as much as I want to respond to it correctly, but I don't want to give to overly share. But I would say that I found myself in really deep troubles that time, and it had to do with like you are growing up, things are not going well, you're not getting a job. And then, the relationship matters.
Because
so
I
it was
actually
a
think
combination of things.
I actually think a lot of men, they go through this emotional and mental health challenges because of lack of money, lack of unemployment. Because most of them kiddy breadwinner. You understand? But would you think a lot of them are actually influenced by their surroundings? And by surroundings, I mean the people that they hang around with, the competition out there. You understand? Because it's like there's a lot of competition as to who drives what, who works position I'm always out on the streets, Lena, just to be aware of what's going on of the town that we live in. So,
sure.
Ntongolorke is also competition of alcohol, who's drinking the most expensive alcohol. So a lot of people now, a lot of men end up in debt because of wanting to be on the same level. You understand? So I just wanted to ask you to give your own understanding as to how can they overcome being in that zone of thinking they can be mentally depressed because of them not affording. You understand? Now I would advise, on my honest opinion, I would advise any man that's out there that's in that circle, guys, get out as soon as you can, because you understand? You are in a very wrong circle, a circle of competition, a circle that makes you feel that vela you can't afford this life thingy. You are being judged of what you are driving. You are being judged of the place where you live. You understand? It also contributes to a man's mental health. You understand?
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Definitely. And rightfully, you say this after what I have said about 2010. One of the contributors that time to how I was feeling was exactly that, where you would have friends these are your peers. They recently got jobs, and then they buy new cars. They come to your house. You're still staying home. They drive in these nice cars. And then at home, obviously, one way or the other, a conversation will erupt about that one time. They say, look at your peers, and you start to feel that pressure to say that at night, because I remember previously I used to go out to we called it tavern, to say go mnating from Friday, Saturday, and then obviously Sunday you have to prepare for Monday. Though I was not drinking alcohol, but we would go out, and that time you have to walk back home around 2 a.m. When they close. And when you are there having a conversation with friends, at times they will speak about spending. This is people. So you have a friend, for example, who's working in Gauteng, and you are here, and they innocently have a conversation about toll gates being expensive. They say, traveling from Gauteng to Lephalale is expensive. I had to pour petrol, 800 rand back then. I had to spend so much money on the toll gates. And you don't even have that 800 rand. And you know what it does to you. And then there's also an element of the spending that happens among friends that are working, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll just buy takeaways and say that cost around 1,000 and you don't have that money. The immediate thing that comes to your mind is that, I wish they give me this money that I show them how we rightfully use money, right? Yeah. I say always, even now, this is what I apply. Something that does not give you peace, try to move away from it. If you feel you are pressurized by people, and there's also support system among our friends, right? You will have friends that see that something is not right with you. They will speak to you. Others will ask you what's going on, right? And where you feel especially that someone is belittling your contribution, as in being part of them, through things like that, just walk away. For the sake of your peace.
Yeah, simple as that.
Simple as that. Just walk away. Because a lot of guys would tolerate this disrespect that is happening. People boasting about how much they are spending. And then they don't do that with good intentions. So once you think this is what they are doing to you, for the sake of your peace, distance yourself.
Distance yourself.
And that's what I used to do back then. I would just walk home and just find something to keep myself busy with at home. I know it's painful.
Yeah.
When you are there and you know that your peers are somewhere, they're having fun and all of that. But for me, what worked was just distance yourself.
Yeah.
And this is what I will say to any person. If you feel that, your friend, because you are going through a particular rough patch, they are aware of it and they are not helping you. How they do things is just to belittle you. They are boastful to you because things are much better in their life. Just walk away. Walk away and find peace. You will heal. And these days it's easier to get assistance. Talk. And there are organizations that are going to assist you to go through a professional, express yourself to that professional, and then see how their advice helps you recover from whatever you are going through.
Yeah. And just to add on what he said, I would also advise a lot of men that are watching Anijalo, or guys, it's okay for you to seek help. You understand? It's
It
okay.
is.
Yeah, it's okay for every man here as a shop or a clock at show. I, for once, I'm that never mind and that I don't care person.
Yeah.
Ratlou utlong tjea jwang. If I want something from Ratlou, I'm gonna go to Ratlou
You'll go
and
to him.
ask. You understand? Sir, this is what I'm going through. And according to my knowledge, you've been through this, and then this is how you have achieved it. How can I overcome it?
Yeah.
Myself. It helps. Whether Ratlou is going to be judgmental about what I'm going through or so I think, guys, we need to set out that fear aside. You need to get and train your mental health or be strong. You understand? Going forth. Because I don't think, like, now, honestly speaking, I don't have time.
You don't have time.
I need to be a millionaire as soon as possible, bruh. So for me to come and sit and feel vulnerable and all sorts of emotions and stuff, I feel like I don't have time for that. So that's how I overcome my challenges. That's how I overcome whatever that it will be bothering me. You understand? So it helps move forward. It helps because I'm a father and I'm a husband as well.
Husband,
so there's people who are looking up to me. They can't afford to see Papa Ale
down all the
down
day.
or anything. So now I have a way of talking and I have a way of approaching this challenges. So to advise you guys, bonang, it's okay to seek professional help. It's okay for you to talk. Oska no bolela fela wena o kole black label le tšepedi.
Yeah,
ba
it's
setše jwale,
problematic.
gore mara wena Ratlou wa on rat.
Yeah, wena go bone.
O bona gore ke bothata jwale that thing. Gore wena o bolela fela go taile. Ora gore control like jwala mos. Yeah.
And you know, it's important that you mentioned that, but I also want to acknowledge the fact that you say for you, you are able to easily walk away from an unpleasant situation or unfavorable moment, right? Other people can't, unfortunately. There are people who, if you've read the book Who Moved My Cheese, you know, there are people who just remain there. They say, my cheese has been stolen, and until I find the person who stole my cheese, you become that mouse that says, my cheese has been stolen, and until I find the person who stole my cheese, I'm not moving, I will remain here. While other people are digging and finding more cheese, you are there. You're remaining behind, you are stagnant. Other people stay there, and when they stay there, we say, are we able to find measures that can assist them to get unstuck in those situations, right? And then the other thing I wanted to speak about, and I'm glad you mentioned the issue of someone who they wallow in misery and they just subject themselves to alcohol. Now they create a secondary problem. They go to work drunk, and you've got some industries where as you enter the premises of the organization, you must blow. And then you blow, and then you have alcohol in your body. Now, what does that mean? A suspension comes in now at work. You are now suspended. So you have first problem that you're not talking about. And this first problem now creates second problem. You now having to face disciplinary processes at work. Do you think you're going to be happy there? You won't. And you know, when you have a family like that, you go home, either you tell your partner that you are now going through a disciplinary process because you were found drunk at work, or you drank above the limits that is accepted. They won't be happy with that information. Some will choose silence, right? They don't tell their partners, but they will find out one way or the other. And the feedback you will get there will make your problems worse. So you see, it's a ripple effect. It starts here, you know, where a ripple effect, one thing will fall, then the second falls because of the impact of the first thing that fell. So then everything falls.
Should I tell you a funny story?
Yeah, please do.
It once happened to me.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah. I hope they don't find out now here.
No, that was about four years back. And
All right.
Yeah, now
Sure.
I'm not gonna repeat those things. Yeah.
What happened?
And I'm done with that life. Actually.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened, but a lot was going on. Yeah, it happened. Nakoju ke ma 8 afro.
Yeah.
Aside with an American 9. Nna ke a boa.
Sure.
And then-
From your own night shifts, that has nothing to do with work.
And then when I'm babe, I don't remember what I said to her, but I gave her an excuse.
Yeah.
She found out, I think it was about 2 or 3 days after care disciplinary.
Eish, bro. Yeah.
Ziyakhala,
Ziyakhala la.
Yeah.
Wena o bua night shift yela gane wa nshaya-shaya.
Mara, man, I'm done with that life. That was a long time ago. Yeah, like I said, I've already mastered. I'm not that perfect, but I've mastered on how to deal and handle some situations and challenges that
Yeah.
I be facing. Hence, I'm trying by all means to advise people that I come across with, people who ke kgona go botšiša random person le gore ke a bona gore vele a sharp.
Yeah.
I do approach those kind of people. And do you need help in something?
Yeah.
I find out gore a lot of people would say ba tlhoka thuso financially. Batho ba baya motho o ka mfa tšhelete mane tlo bona gore motho a na mathata.
Motho o right botsebotse o ba tshwenya ke ntonyana e.
O tshwenya ke
masheleng.
tšhelete. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've actually realized.
Ke ntho e o e lemogileng.
Yeah, ke ntho e ke lemogileng gore as a monna so
Tjhelete ya tshwenya.
So
Yeah,
if
mara-
I'm to get out, I want.
yeah, mo fe tjhelete. Yeah, hopefully. And I think as much as people need money, sometimes money will not be the ultimate solution because some of them, unfortunately, will still use that money to get more drunk and create more problems to themselves. Because that's what happens. But I just wanted to touch base more tabeng eno e bolela hore at the time kwa hae ba find out when they found out that you were not honest about what had happened in terms of accountability on your side. How did that feel? Because I'm sure it was quite embarrassing that they find out through someone else that you're going through this problem.
Well, for me, I know how to take it as a man.
Yeah.
I know how to take it as a man, and ke a tseba hore mo ke mesapile mo.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I'm not expecting motho o ke mo mesapetseng hore a tle a be nice on. I'm already expecting hore that person is gonna come with a bomb. So I know.
Yeah.
I know how to apologize hore okay, I mo be ke le wrong. I know the reason or ke fihle to that stage ebile eng. You understand? It was not nice. I know how to feel embarrassed. Ke tikokobetše. I get sharp and now feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Well, that's me. I don't know about you viewers or you other men out there.
Yeah.
That's me. Now I know how to feel embarrassed because I know, or this is what I did, and these are the outcomes. Like what's expecting? O ka se tshwenye motho a tla fetša ona jo ka gore to tela chocolate.
Ka nnete.
Yeah, o tlo tshwenya motho expect to get the heat.
Yeah.
And then o dule, hele o tlhabetse letšatši le wo le gore. Yeah, so now that's why it was easy for me or dilo tšeo di kgone go tšwela pele, and then ke tipotše gore okay, I almost messed up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Should I have lost that job? There were a lot of people who were going to be affected.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. You'd
So,
create more
Angusha,
problems to the world.
It did not even take or baby, should you have lost that job? You know what I just said in
Yeah.
no, vele, man, what I'm doing is wrong. And then
And
vele,
she
I
was
changed
right.
from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I changed from that because now bothata botla e lo reng you're gonna go through a certain challenge e lo reng it's going to affect your life. E ba re ba o kgala wena o kgaleng.
O kgaleng,
E ba re ba o
ba
kgala
o
o kgala
tshwenya.
o kgala ka 2 months in and pele 2 months o boela morao back to that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Angusha, so wa bona re botse wena there's something really e lo reng e tswa from bongwaneng le gona, because that's why but again childhood traumas as well.
Di tswa gona.
Yeah, di tswa gona.
Yeah.
A
and-
lot of men are not actually have not actually healed from the things tse lo reng di ba tlhagetse e sa le ba banyane. Some of them di sa ba affect no.
Yeah, yeah, and unfortunately, you even hear people who are proud to oppress others or cause discomfort in others, and they will say, we also grew up under such harsh circumstances, and this is the issue of childhood trauma. Ho na le batho ba bangwe ba gotse ka tsela tse di seng botse mo ba phelang gona ba sa phele mo seemong se se kaone le gone bjale ba nyaka go tšwetša pele mathata a ba kopaneng le ona ge ba gola
Yeah.
ba tšhele mo baneng ba bangwe motho a dire selo a botse gore ga o lena re gotse ka mokgwano kore o ya ka ena ona bothata
Yeah,
tshwanetse di
yeah.
tswela pele e be le abelwa ka tsela e.
Yeah, why what?
And that is problematic, honestly speaking. So, yeah, I remember sometime during COVID-19, and I think that's when I saw personally during COVID-19 because I was part of campaigns among some of business people in Lepalale and other groups that wanted to make that wanted to do better in the community. So we were going to some houses where we have identified that they need something to give them food parcels and other donations. And there was a guy I met. He was my classmate from 1995. And then we met in 2020 during COVID-19. And I remember saying to him, do you like how your kids are? Because we found the children in an appalling environment, and they were not well taken care of. And then he was quick to divert accountability to his partner.
Yeah.
Say no, ke mosadi o a dirang dilo tse ka-" but we tried to, because fortunately we had people from social development, nurses, and even among the nurses we had male nurses among ourselves
Yeah.
to address men who acted as if their problems have no one to go to get solution. Because there's this thing where someone would do things, and when they have to account or they have to have a conversation, honest conversation with someone from someone who's trained to assist them, they say, "Nanga sibelelele mosadi." So we said, no, there's here I'm meant to talk to. And the guy nali busy a tšea maikarabelo a latlhela kwa e se yena e le gore aowa mosadi o ke ena a dirang gore ke dire dilo tša mohuta o. And ka nako eo re tlisitse dilo mo go bona, re khumana bana ba lete ge ba etla ba tla ntse ba lemo ba nwele. And then we decided among ourselves, after giving them these donations, we'll return the following day, unannounced. We did. Not the following day, but after a few days, we returned there.
Yeah.
And some of the food parcels we had brought were sold.
Oh.
They were sold so that they can use that money for alcohol. And we made them account to this, to say, the other day you were saying it's your wife who's doing this, but this is happening right in front of you. Why didn't you call us right away? Because what's about most I don't know if people know, even with SAPs here, there is someone who is there trained to help people who have trauma.
Yeah.
There are people there who can offer trauma counseling services. They are there with SAPs. If you feel wena bele ka monna o bona o ka re mosadi wa o hatella ka mo gae motlhomongwe o re o sepediša dilo tša botswadi gabotse, contact police, because it will be unfortunate when those police are contacted now to come and deal with you.
Yeah.
Because actually kwa bana lo fela ba bolela ba re botla ka di-van tše 7. I'm not saying I've seen that, but we don't want to see 7 vans come for you. Wena complainer, so that you have a sequence reportage that supports you to say ke letse tle ke alla o ne bale ke le founela e tlang pele ke dira kotsi a o dire kotsi wa ba le moshare ka mo go ileng gale ke ngongore ha banna e tlang le thuše di service tše di gona mola di beilwe wa bana batho o no tlhoka fela gore ba a ke tsebe o re nako e ntši ke tla re batho ba tsebe ka dilo tša mohuta o ba bantši ba di lemoga ka nako e ba leng gare go mathata a tseneletseng ya mola motho e le gore ga o sana it's a boiling point kona motho a lemoga gore yo nkebe ke nyakile thušo ya mohuta wa mohlomong nkebe re semo motho a sa phapha batho ka selepe go ba fiša ntlo go ba dira dilo tse e le gore ka bošiu tla itshola.
Just to ask you a question, what do you think has to change in our community in regards to men's mental health?
Yeah. What's about South Africa for the longest time? Ke gopola gabotse from 2003-4 there. Ge ba thoma go bolela ka there were many campaigns like take a girl child to work.
Yeah.
They did their own good, and then along the way, the boy child was forgotten. And then now ke nako ya gore le rena re ipope as a guy. So batho ba bantši mo lephala le bantsi ba mo ke yang mšomo ka baka la mešomo e ke šomileng ya go swana le ya radio go ngwala kuranta le tše dingwe tše ke di dirang, because ke rutile le Sunday school. I still do. I'm a Sunday school teacher. And then I remember when I started teaching Sunday school, there were boys that felt a bit alienated when I joined. They felt ke ka mo basading too much. And then later on, ra thoma go bolela le bona ba mpotsa ba re ya mister o lebella ka mo wa smile man re bona smile sta kwa mara o lebella ka mo o ja mogaga. And I said to the boys, no, you know, it's because you are le majeke le ntate o le morwa wa ka ke tlo nna ke ba bogale mo wena compared to ke bolela le morwedi akere. But then what I did with the boys was ka thoma ra loka bolo le bona. I said, guys, no, when you are playing soccer, invite me. And then e re raha bolo tse what happens re khona o shoutana ka mohare sometimes o tlo nkwisha akere ke tlo re ke kitima wa wena wa maka wa nkwisha and I'm your teacher. But I was creating that thing ya gore a re tlwaelaneng So e ke re ke a dribula bolo e ntšwile bashimane ba ba kgona gore Mr. Wajisha wa e bona and that created friendship le mamotla ke na le bashimane ba ne ke ba ruta re kgona go bolela mo WhatsApp ka mathata a mantši a go fapana a maphelo including the relationship issues when they have that. So ke nagana gore nna ba le ka society banna especially he o bona o na le influence shumisha influence ya how positively to the boys ba ske ba o chaba ba o khubamela because nto ngwe re tshwenyang es banna he o mongwe mo rena a le successful hey man ra mo khubamela kore motho ana la ga tsena mo a bolela di ba di mo re a tsheya le bokwela wa tsheisha
ke mo lo bitsa ngwana Grootman
wa rubitsa Grootman re dirang and then in the end bo Grootman bola a bo benefit society so rena ka bo rena just like take a girl child to work happened le rena a re dire take a boy child to work and let's help the boy child o tswa ka mo hara di childhood traumas ba be sharp re ba thushe le ka taba tsa mebereko wa bona even to ya hore re a thushana ska ba ice boy what's ntongwe e tshwenyang na go ntši mo setšhabeng is that sometimes male figures ba ba leng successful ba nya go khubamelwa ba bangwe gore motho hele le ditšhomi tsa hae it's not necessarily le ditšhomi mara le batho ba ile re le a benefita mo yena because o kgona go le rekela 1 2 3 o nyaka le le dintwa tsa hae wa e bona a se ka mogollo swantse di be ka gona wena bjale ka monna wa na leng influence mo setšhabeng shumisha influence ya o positively o change megopolo ya bashimane to say banna you are human beings just like basadi le na le maikutlo that's why dikeledi di tswa mo monneng nke be le re dilo tse are not meant for us ora re monna na ka selle no matter what but because o kgona o lla o kgona ho ipobola ho ba o di express o na le ntwe e o tshwenyang it means that you are created to cry so do it a re encourage batho ba gore ba kgone ho ipolela tle bana hele ba banyane o lebelle ke na le ngwana wa moshimane o monyane ke hopola o kre go morago kwa o mogala so a kwa botlhoko o tla mo wena ntse ile wena o mogadileng o tla mo wena because wa o tshepa gore kore lentswe la ke tse rona na re lentswe le mo le tswang le mmelo le leng mona se motho o motse o khona o mogala ka re ke ngwana o dia tsa bo ngwana mara a tla nya ke ha ke mo wena so let's let that happen re bontshe batho ba gore but you can be touched he o se right mara ha rena o thatcha o fa bana ba bashimane di hake o nna le wena so nje re le ba baholo e no re ka fana hake be ana o tla di kwa dipolelo ba ra botse Mabula o ne ntse re mona ene re kwile le voice ela e go re bjang hana base ra mona ra o wa e bona o yena o so lo je di so we must do away with such things to say we can change the society and the mentality.
There's an institution, if there's a company actually in our community, they have this thing of saying Bahira Basadi.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to mention that company's name because I'm not promoting any company.
Yeah.
How do you feel or it affect this thing? Because a lot of jobs are being given to women and not men. A lot of positions but prefer basadi. Like I remember this one time, company so along the way, this man attended an interview and we had a conversation. And then and then the guy was like, no, in that interview, so many ladies and then gentlemen, a few fell. But then you can tell what was a flow mukiba prefer basadi. And then I think it was about a month after, the guy Vele told me, no, that position, you understand? So how does it affect Monna or Banna? These jobs, Diamo Basadi.
Yeah.
You find in a household, there is a man, Aberek, and he is a woman. When as a company or no, I prefer to hire a woman.
Yeah.
Women first. Women what promoting women this, promoting women that, women in what, women in what. You understand? Mara, you're forgetting or this opportunity that you're giving to this woman. You affect someone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm making sense about that.
Yeah,
where it makes sense, I know of a lot of relationships whereby a woman doesn't, a woman works and a man doesn't
Doesn't work.
and then now this man feels okay, the woman is the one that's the head of the house.
Yeah.
He feels like he's
Yeah, not tlhogo ya lapa, be a le-
mosadi yo le ke tlhogo ya lapa, you understand? So now ke tsela tša goreng o tlo tšhaba go bolela monna o
Yeah.
fela o tlo tšhaba o dia dilo tše dintši because now o kwa ka mang ka
kwa ka
mosadi a kere ke a bolela mosadi o motšwa goreng phela o ke nna ke tswang through ka motho
Tšhelete,
Wangwisha. So that company in this community, is it aware gore banna ba ba so le bona ba affectegana Wangwisha ge ba promote ntho e so?
Yeah. Ke nagana gore ka mo nageng ya Afrika Borwa o ile gwa tlholwa se mmušo bo lebeletse gore o nyaka go tlhola tekatekano, ne? They wanted to have equality. I don't know if equality is the right word, but they wanted to correct the past occurrences, right? Through affirmative action, what you are saying. And then they introduced women empowerment. At the time the government introduced this, I would imagine at the back of the head, they had good intentions. And however, they did not prepare the society that this is what we are intending to do. And the reason we are doing this is because we want to have an equal society. Because what you are saying has its own impact in some of the societal challenges that we experience, where at times people will be offered job opportunities not because they were the most suitable person, but because also there were ticks that were there's ticks that had to be there. You know, it's a tick box exercise.
Yeah.
So you want to have a number, particular number, and it's also happening in the managerial positions and business opportunities also. And I think this was the government could have done better to prepare everyone to say we are not fighting the men. We are trying to have a balanced society so that women and men can both get equal opportunities. And this is the reason now I've seen some influential people in South Africa talking about the impact that Take a Girl Child to Work campaign has had in the community, because boys felt alienated, they were isolated, and then unfortunately some of them, because when you feel isolated, say from home, from school, and then the society, and then we have a lot of nyaope boys. We have a lot of boys that are doing destructive things because the society seemed not to favor them. The society always has opportunities for girl child. So I think this is something that government could have done better to prepare men to say, we're not fighting you. We are trying to balance this equation. And then there will be other opportunities that are created. Because what happened now was men now feel their partners who are working no longer listen to them. Because, you know, how the world was created, and South Africa is largely a Christian country. Yeah, but what we see of late is not the case, right? And it's some of the causes or challenges. Who listens to you?
Yeah.
And in the end, some of them are not introduced to colleagues.
Yeah.
But I know monna ka le money ka party ka Friday ba a bolela Monday go mmereko monna ka le money go la na dutse mola wa bona because they are ashamed of you to introduce you to this. So ke tsedingwe tsa di cost di bang and then monna ha dutse ka tsela ya bona okay msadi o ha sa ntheletsa ka rotse bore what it causes ke gore go pele kwa le mabaka la ka go ka mreng o tlo adimiwa. Hey, I agree bale go wena. Bara o sa ha o thaontse mo hae mo ona hanne tsonatsi.
Hey.
e o re ke a mo kgoma re o kgonetse tsana tsena ra
Tsana tje.
bereka kwa
Yeah,
e ba re
yeah.
bo Mabula ba bereka ko mmerekong a bolela ka colleague ya hae
Yeah.
wena o lebetse o tlo nkgoma e ke boa wa e bona so ke tse dingwe tsa tsona. But then I want to also mention something around responsibilities that we spoke about this for men. Le rena he re le mo metseng ya rena banna go ba ka mo magaeng ke nana re engwe fela re se ke ra jewa ke ditlhong le rena just to help in there with some house chores. You know, the reason this I'm saying this is because nako tse dingwe di relative go ba batho ba ba leng gaufi nka tla mo motseng wa hao ka o kra o tlhabisa dibeana mosadi a dutse go ba o koropa motho mongwe mosadi a le busy ka se sengwe re nna re ba mo jesitse mara re sa lemoe gore some of these things you can mop the floor ntho ngile ka e bolela somewhere mothako mongwe nthara mothako o tshwantse re mo ishe nokeng ro mo tlhabisa o ka ra a di bone botse se sengwe but yeah some of the in this world we live in now una le di role tse dingwe le rena re ka ra thusha mola re a thushana we interchange responsibilities and so on ke ignore ke khwathe hanyane but that point you made is very important and e tlhola hore these days le mo social media platform I'm sure you notice quite often there is high division between men and women. It's so sad.
But I believe our producers are listening, and then that's going to be a topic for another day. Otherwise, this was fruitful, and I had a blast with Mr. Ratlou Mabula. I am Tsepo Marara, and remember, this is Talk Here Podcast. Not every wound is visible. Remember to like, subscribe. We are on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms. But otherwise, Mr. Mabula, any last words for the viewers?
No, thank you for hosting me. I felt so I'm very honored to be part of this conversation. Ke conversation e loreng e ka gona ho hodisha setjhaba sa rena re fetole ka tsela e re bonang dilo ka yona. Let's change from how we did things previously. We can undo and unlearn. Not necessarily undo, but we can unlearn some of the things tsa go morao to make the society a better place. Rena belo ka banna ba re bona ngona le banna ba mo pela rena ba o ka reng dilo ba imelwa ba go ba sori ka mo fishang. Let's be a shoulder to cry on. Re ske ra ba fetosha setshego ra botsa batho ra la mona ola o runa le 6 months a tshwara mosadi ba modia bjana ba gaphela kwa dilo di so ara tshwanela o tshega ka tsona wa bona e ka baka la hore re tlhola bothata ba o feta bothata bo monno wa tlile mo rena ka bona. So I'm very happy to have been part of this and yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we're wrapping up today's episode, it was very fruitful. It was very blessed. Bona, I'm here. I'm chilled. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling motivated. I feel awesome. I feel like doing this more often. I believe you are also blessed, viewers at home. I believe Lena Vandamu, where you got some ideas. I would like to thank you guys for watching, and I would like to also make you aware of our sponsors, of whom I would like to thank. We have Enigma Productions, we have Bronwyn for Deco, and we have High Best. Those are our main sponsors. To anyone who is willing to sponsor our NPC, please comment and DM us. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, and we are available also on TikTok. Please like, comment, and share. Thank you so much for viewing Talk Here Podcast. Not every wound is visible. Remember all the men out there who are going through problems. Bonang, guys, you've got this. You understand? You've got this. You have the world in your hand. But you've got this. Have a blessed day.